That's ridiculous. I never said that.
June 30th, I met with the new planning director, Peter Maurer, and discussed with him the potential water element and wild and scenic. He didn't hold out much hope as far as water element is concerned. The board has given him pretty distinct instructions that there will not be any additional elements. He said the board can change their mind, of course. As far as SB 1199, I'm providing him with the amendments that we've provided to Senator Hancock, asking for the bill to be amended, and he's trying to get up to speed prior to their study session so that he can be more knowledgeable about the subject. It's all pretty new for him right now. He seems like a real competent guy, though, so I've got high hopes.
Is that the planning director?
Yeah. He may not be here more than a year. They go through those guys pretty quick. The other, seemed like everybody in the whole world was on vacation last week, including everyone in Sacramento. So pretty much nothing has been taking place. The new bond issue seems to be sucking all the oxygen out of Sacramento, so wild and scenic kind of got pushed back a little bit. I've got let's see, who else is a wild and scenic? Yesterday, I during public comment session with the supervisors, I explained how critically important it was to support the amendments that we've provided, and that everyone, including San Joaquin and Amador County supervisors, have also supported that, as well as East Bay Mud. So they're really the only people that are actually supporting wild and scenic without the amendments. So I'm hopeful on the 29th that they're going to be able to see the light and recognize how critically important this is for the residents of Calaveras County, and vote to support the amendments. This is really important.
How much time will be left between, because don't they have another, what is it, there's another committee meeting in Sacramento, appropriations?
Right.
When is that?
It hasn't been scheduled yet.
August 5th.
Has it been scheduled?
August 5th.
Okay. I knew it was the first week of August, but I wasn't.
Do either of you know the position of Friends of the River or the Foothill Conservancy on these amendments that you're talking about?
We don't talk to those guys.
They oppose it.
Okay,
Yeah. We're talking directly to the senator.
okay.
But they're clearly the power behind why they want to reject the amendments, because the amendments do create the potential for an upstream project, not inside the 37-mile stretch, but the amendments at least give us an opportunity to build a shared project with a multi-agency type thing, and they oppose that.
And funding would be able to be provided at a federal or state level with the amendments as well, right?
Yes.
And it wouldn't without it, okay.
And that's all I've got.
Okay. Legislative update?
There's just one thing I wanted to point towards. There's a couple of groundwater bills in circulation, AB 1739, SB 1168. I don't know a lot of the details on these, but they appear to be tying land use planning with groundwater management. As the board knows, CCWD has a groundwater management plan on file with DWR. 1168 has a requirement that it include any general plan revisions to provisions that address groundwater management plans and limitations on groundwater pumping imposed by a groundwater management agency. That would be us. So there are some potential implications. In 1739, there's mention of a groundwater sustainability plan that'll include processes to review and efforts to coordinate with land use planning agencies to assess activities that potentially create risks to groundwater quality or quantity. 1168 requires the county, while updating its general plan, to address any adoption to or update of a groundwater management plan. So again, interties us with county processes. There may be exemptions to small users but it seems like some of those sections have been left a bit vague, and county people and RCRC are covering this, and I appreciate the information they forwarded. They have the same concerns over the threshold or definition of what will exempt the small domestic users or small ag users. Those don't seem to be as clear as folks would like. So that's just something that's out there at the moment.
Okay, thank you, Larry. Bay Delta issues? Any report?
I'm meeting with Randy Fiorini, the chair of the Delta Stewardship Council, on the 14th, which I think is Monday or Tuesday.
It's Monday.
And we're talking to him about potential pilot projects in the Sierra that they're willing to fund. So we'll see what he says.
The was it the San Joaquin County Board of Supervisors yesterday voted to oppose it, to oppose the twin tunnels?
Yeah, big time.
It was funny how it was promoted on the news as a controversial, unanimous decision.
And
Controversial to the governor.
the city of Stockton is also going to be taking up that item on their agenda in the near future as well. Any other reports on Bay Delta? Okay, Larry Diamond, interim general manager. Anything further to report?
Under GM reports?
Under GM reports.
Yeah, a couple of items. We recently sat down with some DWR representatives and some consultants that they have working on what is called the statewide water investment strategy. And this is apparently phase 2 of an effort, but this was a session to collect information from local water resource managers, and they wanted information on water, wastewater, other water management related projects, such as those going into local capital improvement plans or IRWMs. And this water investment strategy is supposed to build on the California Water Plan and the governor's California, Water Action Plan. They said it'll influence DWR strategic planning and help DWR to better advise the governor and the legislature. Invitations were sent out to numerous local water, wastewater entities, but turned out to just be myself and Pete Maurer from the county sitting down with the DWR folks. Separately, curtailment marches on, and as some of the board's aware, the State Water Board had a couple of very lengthy sessions on July 1st and 2nd regarding further emergency regulations related to the curtailment process. This time, they did put some teeth into it. They have a structure to impose fines. I guess the bottom line in this synopsis that I got from Aqua is that the regulation is purported to have no new effect on water right holders that have already acted to stop their diversion and report their compliance in response to the notice of curtailment that we received. And last Thursday, I received a notice from State Board by email and another set of forms to fill out within 7 days to follow up on the previous filing. And we'll get those out this afternoon. It really only impacts 2 of our water rights, the one related to the now fairly dry mill pond up at White Pines and Arnold, and the other related to the now almost equally dry Bear Creek over in West Point. And so we'll get those turned in. One last item, JPIA folks are out inspecting district facilities for safety-related items. So that's all I have.
Are they going to give us a report on that?
I expect a report, yeah.
Is that a annual, semi-annual, or is it just a?
I can't speak to the regularity. I know they've done this a number of times in the past. Stace or Jeff, would you have any idea how often they've done this?
This is part of an annual review of our facilities as far as assets, confirming what assets we have at each facility. Because part of this process is at the end of each calendar year, we supply JPIA with a review of our asset listing. That is the impetus of this, but also JPIA is reaching out and looking at the safety, taking a look at the risk and the safety practices that we have at each facility. Part of this is us getting ahead of the curve, asking for an assessment to make sure that we're in line with safety practices and standard practices. And so we're hoping to get a report on West Point, Wilseyville, probably within the next several weeks. I talked to Chuck Wagenseller of JPIA this morning. He's going to get back to me later on today or this morning with a time frame for that.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Anything further in manager's report? No. Well, Jeff, while you're at the microphone, you wanted anything to report?
Just a quick update on Flying Acres. They're moving ahead rather rapidly at this point. Bill had mentioned to me that they're looking at finishing this project the end of this month, and we're looking at bringing it back to your board sometime thereafter for acceptance, but we did reach out to Flying Acre property owners with the process of account information so we can establish the property owners, the ones that actually have residences now receiving water, as CCWD customers, and getting them in the process of having connections into our system and inspections to her so that we can get them onto our system once it's up and running.
Excellent.
Very good.
Anything from Joel this time on drought?
Not at this point unless they have questions.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, Jeff. A little out of order, but Patricia Christensen?
Nothing.
Nothing to report? Okay. And Mr. Purley has left the building. Okay, board reports. Director Davidson.
I have nothing to report.
Director Dawn.
I'll yield my time to Doug.
You're so nice. July 6th, we had a huge power outage on the corridor. It was about, depending on where you lived, for my house, it was 14 hours. But the key point to this is that everybody had water. I mean, our investment in the 14 big, huge generators that we've got maintained water supply and fire supply for the entire 14 hours. This doesn't occur everywhere. Most places, when the power goes out, the water goes out. If you can't operate your pump stations, it just doesn't happen. So the residents, I know they take it for granted, and we tend to take it for granted also. But this is a huge deal, and it was a great investment that CCWD did in order to maintain this. So I want to thank staff and everyone for keeping the water on. July 1st, I had a Mountain Counties Water Resource Association board meeting, and the key things that were coming out of this was, number one, bond issues. After spending at least a year, really huge amount of time. I think at one point there was 11 or 12 different bond proposals by different legislators. We're down to now trying to figure out what the governor will be willing to sign, and nobody is willing to come up and say we've cut everything in half. So we have no idea what's going to take place. So that's really not a good sign for us. When things get cut, it's the little guy that normally bears the brunt. So we're continuing to work on it. I'm just not overly optimistic on that. The other thing is, I mentioned earlier, Delta Stewardship Council is getting really geared up as far as pilot projects. They're anxious. They want to move forward, but they seem like their bureaucracy is kind of getting to be a hurdle they have to overcome. They've changed their executive director, and I know that takes time to go smoothly, but they're struggling a little bit. I'm very hopeful that something's going to occur up here that we're going to benefit from. So we continue to work on that. And then July 15th, we have the Mountain Counties agencies are having a meeting in Nevada City regarding curtailment. The big deal with curtailment is not so much that you're curtailed, but State Board hasn't figured out yet how they're going to take curtailment off. So when it starts to rain, we're not allowed to store that water. We have to let it run straight through at this point. So we have to get the State Board to come to grips with the idea that if we get a monsoon storm that comes through here, we're going to be able to hold that water. That's critical. So all of the agencies in mountain counties are getting together to come up with some kind of a message to send to the State Board so that they can get on this. It's really, really important to everyone. If we can't store that water and we just have to let it run down the river, it's going to be really bad news. And that's all I've got.
Thank you. I might have a LAFCO meeting unless it's coming up on the 21st. I think the last one was canceled. Hopefully this one will go through. That's the only thing I have to report.
I have nothing.
Nothing for Director Dean? Director Dooley?
Nothing.
Nothing. Okay, moving on. Next board meetings, Wednesday, July 23rd, 2014, 9 a.m. Larry Diamond.
We have some scheduling issues we'd like to discuss.
Okay. Okay, information, future agenda items. Let's take care of those. What do we got going on?
Oh, no, under board meeting scheduling. That's
okay.
where we have some discussion. Nothing under 12.
Okay. Item 13, next board meetings. What are our problems? With which meeting?
Would like to cancel the 23rd. Not ready for prime time. Staff is behind the curve on preparation for that one. It's right here, staff. And Mona, do you have some other items to throw out for schedule?
Well, while the board is together, there were some discussions today with Mr. Ives about setting up, then if you've contracted with him, which you have, now about preparing for an immediate meeting or soon-to-come meeting with him. So he proposed some dates for a closed session meeting.
Do you have those dates?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
So checking your calendars, he's proposing this Friday, July 11th, a.m. only. That is a possible date. That would be a special board meeting. He's also proposing Wednesday, July 16th, any time of the day, and Thursday, July 17th, a.m. only. So those are three possible dates. Maybe we can commit to a date.
I can do the 11th. I'm going to be out of state, 16th and 17th and 18th.
Everybody else available on Friday the 11th in the morning?
I'm not.
The 11th looks good for me. Sort of, this Friday, yeah, 2 days.
No, I'll be busy.
Okay.
For Friday, maybe, yeah, so July 16th or 17th?
Okay, what do you,
I'm out of state.
okay, what do you think about the rest of us meeting, starting this process?
However he thinks it should work.
He's
Okay.
providing these dates that he
This
has
is just our initial
with him to go.
candidate we're looking for type thing.
No, probably to start interviewing you as far, not interviewing you, getting kind of your,
He told us what the first process is, and it is getting feedback from us on what we're looking
Well, I
for.
wouldn't, just because I won't be there this Friday, because I can have a phone conversation with him.
And I can do the same thing.
Are you guys available on Friday?
I'm not available Friday.
Okay, he's not on Friday either, so what about next week, the 16th or 17th? But because the 16th is 16th,
16th, any time of day.
and he also said, he's available in the evenings, most likely on that day too. What is and Dawn's out of
If
state.
we're going to meet next week, I'd prefer it be, in the afternoon.
Okay.
I can pretty well manage my crew before that, but I don't want to,
And afternoons are much better for me as well. So let's look at the 16th. Director Stump will not be available. Sounds like you will be, I will be. The 16th.
I can be, but late in the afternoon.
Late in the afternoon, okay.
The,
16th Wednesday.
Larry, are you going to be available to the CPPA meeting Wednesday, next Wednesday?
Yes.
Okay. And that's not, probably won't extend till after lunch, will it?
I don't believe so.
Okay. I was concerned about him being
Okay.
at that meeting, and I'm the alternate, but I'm happy to have him go instead of me.
Okay.
So we possibly may have a date then of Wednesday, July 16th for an AM meeting, possibly 9 AM, but at this point.
No, afternoon.
Afternoon.
Only
Oh, excuse
afternoon.
me, only afternoon, okay.
Right.
Perfect.
And probably, let's say 3?
Yeah, that works
It would
good.
have to
3
be.
p.m.?
Yeah, that'd be the earliest, yeah.
From 3 to 3:15? Is that-
Yeah.
3:07.
You're taking a lot of time, aren't you?
Or something in the afternoon, once it's confirmed with him.
Yeah, 3, if he says any time, then 3 p.m.
His preferred.
is the time that we'd like to propose.
Okay.
That's the only time we'd like to
Or later.
propose.
That's Wednesday?
Wednesday, July 16th, so if you
Right.
could put that on your calendars as a tentative. My understanding is Director Stump would be the only one at this time that cannot attend.
I'll call in.
Can you make up something to submit your,
Oh, I'll talk to him personally.
okay, that's cool.
Okay, so we'll keep you informed as that's confirmed.
Okay, so we have a tentative special meeting, 3 p.m. on the 16th. We're proposing to cancel Wednesday, July 23rd, which is the following week. I don't see a problem with that if we, and then the following meeting would be Wednesday, August 13th.
Which poses a conflict.
There is a conflict with the Aqua Summit in Tahoe is also that same afternoon. There's that's on August 13th. It starts at noon. The tour of the burnout area is, and then there's the seminars all the following day.
I have friends that hang out there.
It's in the burned out area.
I thought those were your employees.
So we might have a conflict on that date as well. But are you going, well, let's take a poll, or is any, I can go to the meeting, and I will be going to the summit, but I just skip the tour and we conduct the meeting and head up that afternoon.
Possibly move the date to the following week.
What date would that be?
The 20th,
My calendar,
August 20th, that would work better.
is that August 20th?
Yeah, Wednesday, August 20th, move the Wednesday, August 13th, which is the second Wednesday of the month, to the third Wednesday of the month, and then we'd have meetings on the third and fourth Monday in August, or the third and fourth Wednesday in August.
But we might not need it on the fourth Wednesday if we did it on the third.
How about if we do the next meeting after, since we're skipping the 23rd of this month, have it on the 6th of August? Can you be?
Okay.
that one?
Yeah, because we're canceling the 23rd, and so that would make better sense to move it a week before than putting two meetings together. Would that work for you, for staff?
For the regular meeting?
Yeah, the regular meeting, instead of the one we're canceling the July 23rd, and
Yeah.
then moving the August 13th regular meeting to the week before on August 6th.
For regular business?
Yeah, so just have it on the first Wednesday in August instead of the second and the fourth. We'd have a meeting on
I've got a
the,
conflict on that day.
on August
Unless
6th.
Jeff wants to go to Epoch for me.
I don't.
You really enjoy getting beaten up, don't you?
Why?
I was out of town last meeting. I can't
I'm just
ignore
curious
it.
why we're scheduling like the whole month ahead. I mean,
We're not meeting between now and then except for the closed session meeting. This is our last regular,
what is staff recommended for our next meeting? That's,
Why doesn't staff make a recommendation to us? What you need?
We take the rest of the summer off. We don't do anything.
Oh,
well, staff,
The rest of the year.
that may be a little tight for us.
August 6th would be too tight?
Yeah, for certain materials.
Okay. So you want to just get,
The 13th would be fine for me,
okay, but no one will be here.
but no one will be here.
It'll be really good for you guys, but you don't have to listen to us at all.
If you can qualify for me for being a quorum, then I can be here.
We will, let's see if we have a quorum for that meeting and deal with it that way. Is that
That'd be fine.
keep it at August 13th? Okay, our next meetings are,
How it shapes up for quorum.
okay. Okay, as far as the next board meetings, we did schedule a tentative special meeting for next week. We'll hear back on that, when that will have to be noticed as well. We're going to cancel the July 23rd meeting and keep the Wednesday, August 13th meeting. We are adjourned.
It's a struggle.